10 signs Taurus is ready for a new level. Something has been stirring inside you lately. It is not dramatic, not loud, not the kind of restlessness that keeps you up at night. It is quieter than that. More like a hum beneath the surface of your days. A gentle but persistent knowing that the life you have been living, as good as it may be, is no longer the life you are meant for. If you are a Taurus feeling this subtle shift, then what you are experiencing is readiness. Not the kind that comes from planning or preparation, but the kind that rises up from your bones when your soul has outgrown its current container. Today we are going to explore 10 unmistakable signs that you are ready for a new level, and by the end, you will know exactly where you stand. Level 1. The first sign that you are ready for a new level is that the things that used to satisfy you no longer do. This is not ingratitude. This is not taking your blessings for granted. This is evolution. There was a time when the routine you follow every day brought you genuine comfort, when the predictability of your schedule felt like a warm blanket on a cold night. You knew what to expect, you knew what was expected of you, and there was a deep peace in that knowing. But something has changed. The routine that once felt like a sanctuary now feels like a cage. The predictability that once calmed you now quietly suffocates you. The same meals, the same conversations, the same rhythms that carried you through years of your life have started to feel flat, as if someone turned down the color on a picture you used to find beautiful. This is not a problem. This is a signal. Your soul is telling you that you have extracted everything this level has to offer and that staying here any longer would not be comfortable. It would be stagnant. Taurus resists this signal more than any other sign because change, even the change that leads to something better, triggers your deepest fears. You would rather be comfortable and uninspired than uncomfortable and growing. But the universe does not let you stay comfortable forever, because comfort without growth is a slow kind of death, and you were not built for dying slowly. You were built for lasting, for enduring, for weathering every storm and emerging stronger on the other side. The dissatisfaction you feel is not your enemy. It is your invitation. It is life whispering that there is more available to you. More depth, more richness, more meaning. If you are willing to leave the familiar behind and step into something new. The question is not whether you are ready. The dissatisfaction itself is proof that you are. The question is whether you will honor that readiness or ignore it. Level 2. The second sign is that you have started releasing people and situations that drain your energy without guilt. For most of your life, letting go has been one of the hardest things you could do. Taurus holds on. You hold on to relationships that stopped working years ago. You hold on to commitments that serve everyone but you. You hold on to habits, objects, memories, and grudges with equal tenacity, because releasing anything feels like losing a part of yourself. But recently, something has shifted. You have started noticing which people leave you feeling exhausted after every interaction. You have started recognizing which obligations steal your time without adding anything to your life. And instead of enduring them out of duty or loyalty or sheer stubbornness, you have started quietly stepping back. Not with anger, not with dramatic declarations, just with a calm clarity that says, "This is no longer for me." This shift is profound because it signals a fundamental change in what you value. For years, you valued consistency above almost everything else. Being the person who stayed, who endured, who never wavered was central to your identity. But you have evolved past that. You now understand that consistency without discernment is just stubbornness in a nicer outfit, and stubbornness that keeps you connected to things that drain you is not a virtue. It is a habit that disguises itself as one. The fact that you can release without guilt means that your sense of self is no longer dependent on external anchors. You know who you are whether or not you maintain every relationship, fulfill every obligation, or carry every weight you have always carried. That inner security, that unshakable knowing that you are enough regardless of what you hold on to, is the surest sign that you are ready for something bigger. Level 3. The third sign is that you have stopped comparing your journey to anyone else's. This is more significant than it might sound, because comparison has been a quiet thief in your life for longer than you probably realize. You have measured your home against your neighbor's home. You have measured your career against your sibling's career. You have measured your relationships against the polished images other people present to the world. And every time you came up short in that comparison, a small piece of your contentment was stolen. But lately the comparing has stopped. Not because you made a conscious decision to quit, but because it simply lost its power over you. You look at other people's lives now and feel curiosity instead of envy. You see their successes and feel something closer to gladness than to inadequacy. You have arrived at the deep understanding that your path is your path, that it was never meant to look like anyone else's, and that the only meaningful comparison is between who you were yesterday and who you are becoming today. This shift happens naturally when a person reaches the threshold of a new level. Comparison is fueled by insecurity, and insecurity dissolves when you finally understand your own worth. You no longer need external validation to feel good about your choices. You no longer need someone else to struggle in order to feel grateful for your own stability. You have found a place inside yourself that is not affected by what others have or do not have, and that place is solid, permanent, and entirely your own. From that place, you can celebrate other people without diminishing yourself. You can admire other people's gardens without neglecting your own. And you can walk your path with a confidence that does not depend on anyone else walking beside you. Level 4. The fourth sign is that you have become more comfortable with uncertainty. Now, if you are a Taurus, you might need to read that sentence twice, because comfortable and uncertainty are two words that have never belonged together in your vocabulary. Uncertainty has always been the thing you worked hardest to eliminate. You planned, you prepared, you saved, you secured, all in the name of reducing the unknown to something manageable. And those efforts were not wasted. They gave you a foundation that most people would envy. But something has begun to change in how you relate to the things you cannot control. Where once there was rigid resistance, there is now a tentative openness. Where once there was fear, there is now something closer to curiosity. You have begun to notice that some of the best moments of your life arrived unplanned, uninvited, completely outside the boundaries of your carefully constructed expectations. The relationship you did not see coming, the opportunity that appeared from an unlikely source, the moment of beauty that caught you off guard and left you breathless. These moments were products of uncertainty, gifts from the very force you spent your life trying to suppress. And recognizing that, truly recognizing it not just intellectually but in your bones, is a sign that you have grown beyond the level that required absolute control. You are learning to surf the waves instead of trying to stop the ocean. You are discovering that uncertainty is not the absence of safety, but the presence of infinite possibility. And that discovery is liberating in a way that no amount of planning ever could be. You are not reckless. You will never be reckless. But you are beginning to understand that calculated risk and recklessness are not the same thing, and that the greatest risk of all is refusing to take any. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Level 5. The fifth sign is that your definition of strength has completely transformed. The old definition was simple and rigid. Strength meant endurance. It meant standing firm no matter what. It meant absorbing blows without flinching, carrying burdens without complaining, and never, under any circumstances, showing vulnerability. That definition served you for decades. It got you through hardships that would have broken others. It built a reputation for reliability that people counted on and admired. But it also cost you. It cost you intimacy because vulnerability is the price of deep connection. It cost you health because absorbing everything without release is how bodies break down. And it cost you joy because joy requires a kind of openness that the old definition of strength would not permit. The new definition is quieter, subtler, and infinitely more powerful. Strength now means the courage to be honest about what you feel. It means the willingness to ask for help when you need it. It means the ability to say I do not know without feeling diminished. It means being soft enough to receive love without suspicion and open enough to give it without condition. This transformation is not a weakening. It is the deepest strengthening you have ever undergone, because it requires you to dismantle the armor you have worn your entire life and face the world without it. That takes more courage than any amount of stoic endurance ever did. The Taurus who can be vulnerable is not weaker than the Taurus who cannot. The Taurus who can be vulnerable is simply braver, because they have looked at the thing they fear most being seen in their imperfection, and chosen to do it anyway. That bravery is the clearest sign that you are ready for a level that the armored version of you could never reach. Level 6. The sixth sign is that you have started investing in experiences over possessions. Taurus has always had a deep appreciation for material quality. Beautiful objects, comfortable spaces, fine food, luxurious textures. These things speak to your soul in a language that goes beyond mere acquisition. They are how you create beauty in a world that can often feel harsh and chaotic. But lately, your spending habits have shifted. The new handbag or the upgraded furniture does not excite you the way it once did. Instead, you find yourself drawn to experiences. A trip to a place you have never been. A class that teaches you something new. A meal shared with old friends in a setting that feeds the spirit more than the senses. This shift is not about rejecting material comfort. You are still a Taurus and you will always appreciate quality. But you have arrived at the understanding that the most valuable things in life cannot be owned. They can only be experienced. The sunset does not belong to anyone. The laughter of someone you love cannot be stored in a drawer. The feeling of being fully alive in a moment of beauty or connection, or wonder cannot be saved for later. These things are available only in the living of them, and you have decided that your remaining time is too precious to spend on things that collect dust when it could be spent on things that collect meaning. This is a sign of readiness because it represents a fundamental shift in what you believe gives life its value. And that shift creates space for a new level of experience that material accumulation alone could never provide. Level 7. The seventh sign is that you have forgiven someone you thought you never would. Forgiveness has always been complicated for Taurus. Your memory is long, your wounds are deep, and your sense of justice demands that wrongs be acknowledged and accounted for. You do not forgive easily because forgiveness to you has always felt like condoning what happened, like saying it was acceptable, like letting the person who hurt you off the hook. But something unexpected has happened inside you recently. Someone you swore you would never forgive has been released from the prison of your resentment. Not because they apologized, not because they changed, not because what they did has become any less painful in hindsight, but because you realized, perhaps slowly, perhaps all at once, that the prison you built for them had become a prison for you. Every ounce of resentment you carried was an ounce of energy stolen from the present. Every replay of the betrayal in your mind was a moment of today sacrificed to a moment of yesterday. And you grew tired. Not weak, not defeated, but wise enough to understand that holding on to that pain was costing you far more than letting it go ever could. This forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. It does not mean welcoming the person back into your life, or pretending the wound never happened. It means choosing your own freedom over their punishment. It means deciding that your peace matters more than their accountability. And it means recognizing that the strongest thing a Taurus can ever do is not hold on. It is let go. When you can forgive the unforgivable, you have cleared the emotional space necessary for a new level. You have proven to yourself and to the universe that you are no longer defined by your wounds, and that the future matters more to you than the past. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving. Level 8. The eighth sign is that silence has become your preferred environment. There was a time when you filled every quiet moment with noise. The television in the background, music playing constantly, conversations that served no purpose except to prevent the uncomfortable stillness from settling in. Silence felt threatening because in silence, there was nothing to distract you from the thoughts you did not want to face, the feelings you did not want to feel, the truths you did not want to acknowledge. But now, silence has become a sanctuary. You seek it out. You protect it. You arrange your days so that there are pockets of absolute quiet where nothing competes for your attention except the beating of your own heart and the rhythm of your own breath. In those moments, you are more yourself than at any other time. The noise of the world falls away, and what remains is essence. Pure, unfiltered, undeniable. This craving for silence is a sign that your inner world has become more interesting and more nourishing than the outer world. You no longer need external stimulation to feel alive, because the life inside you has become rich enough to sustain you. Ideas emerge in silence that could never be born in noise. Insights arrive that the busy mind would have missed entirely. A kind of knowing settles over you that is not intellectual but intuitive, not learned but remembered, as if silence reconnects you to a version of yourself that exists beneath all the roles and responsibilities and masks you wear for the world. This is readiness in its purest form. When silence stops being something you endure and becomes something you choose, you have outgrown the level that required constant distraction, and you are ready for the depth that only stillness can provide. Level 9. The ninth sign is that you have stopped trying to change the people you love. This one is subtle because the Taurus desire to change others does not look like control. It looks like care. You see someone you love struggling with a pattern that is clearly self-destructive, and your instinct is to step in, to advise, to guide, to fix. You do it because you love them, because you cannot bear to watch someone you care about make choices that will lead to pain. But that well-intentioned interference is still control, and it has strained more relationships than you would like to admit. Recently, though, something has shifted. You have started to let the people you love make their own mistakes. Not because you have stopped caring, but because you have finally understood that their mistakes are as necessary to their growth as yours were to yours. No one could have talked you out of the lessons you needed to learn the hard way, and you cannot talk them out of theirs. This is one of the most difficult evolutions for Taurus, because stepping back feels like abandonment, and abandonment goes against everything your sign stands for. But there is a profound difference between abandoning someone and respecting their autonomy. You can be present without being controlling. You can be supportive without being directive. You can love someone fiercely while simultaneously trusting them to navigate their own path, even when that path takes them through territory that frightens you. When you reach this point, you have moved beyond the level where love means managing other people's lives. You have arrived at the level where love means honoring their right to live as they choose, even when their choices break your heart. That is a higher love, a wiser love, and a love that can only come from a Taurus who has truly done the inner work of letting go. Level 10. The 10th and final sign is the one that encompasses all the others. You have started to feel a deep, unshakable trust in yourself. Not confidence, which comes and goes depending on circumstances. Not optimism, which can be shaken by bad news. But trust. The quiet, bone-deep knowing that no matter what happens, you will be okay. That whatever comes, you have the resources, the resilience, and the wisdom to meet it. This trust is the foundation upon which every new level is built. Without it, growth is terrifying. With it, growth is exciting. Without it, change is threatening. With it, change is an adventure. Without it, the future is something to be feared and controlled. With it, the future is something to be met with open hands and an open heart. You have earned this trust through decades of evidence. You have survived everything that has ever happened to you. Every loss, every betrayal, every failure, every moment when you thought you could not go on, you went on. Every time the ground shook beneath your feet, you found your balance. Every time the darkness closed in, you found your way back to the light. That track record is not something to be taken lightly. It is proof, irrefutable and undeniable, that you are capable of handling whatever life brings. And when you truly trust that about yourself, when that knowledge moves from your head to your heart and settles into your bones, you become unstoppable. Not in the aggressive, forceful way the world usually means when it uses that word, but in the quiet, grounded Taurus way. The way of the mountain that does not need to prove its strength because its strength is self-evident to anyone who looks upon it. Here you are, having recognized these signs in yourself, having felt the truth of them settle into the place where you keep the things you know are real. You are ready. Not because someone told you so, not because a horoscope predicted it, not because the stars aligned in some cosmic pattern that grants permission. You are ready because you have done the work. The inner work of questioning, of releasing, of forgiving, of growing in all the quiet, invisible ways that no one else can see but that have fundamentally changed who you are. The new level that is waiting for you is not above you or ahead of you or somewhere in the distant future. It is right here, right now, separated from your current life by nothing more than the decision to step into it. You have spent your whole life building the strength to take this step. You have spent your whole life earning the wisdom to know when to take it. And that time is now. Not tomorrow, not next month, not when everything is perfect and all the variables are controlled. Now, because the Taurus who waits for perfect conditions waits forever, and you have finally learned that perfect conditions do not exist, only perfect readiness. And you, dear Taurus, are perfectly ready. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.